Hey everyone, Amy here from Revitalized RX. As a therapist, I get asked a lot of great questions, and many of them frequently. So I wanted to reach into my mailbag today and answer some of those questions for you. First one will be, when do we use ice versus heat? Second one is, why do I encourage people not to belly breathe during treatment or self-care? And the third one is my feelings on traditional stretching. So if these piqued your interest, stay tuned as I go into more depth on each question. I absolutely love educating. Knowledge is power, and the more that we truly understand, the better that we are able to take a much more proactive approach in our healthcare. So I want to answer these three questions for you. First one is ice or heat? Well, I'm going to tell you both. Ice should absolutely be used in the first 72 hours after an injury or flare up because it's going to help to decrease that inflammation. You can also use it when you're feeling an area that's red, hot, or swollen. These are all signs of inflammation. But after that 72 hours, you can start to use heat, or heat may be very beneficial in more of a chronic situation. Heat tends to feel really, really nice when you're feeling more stiff, tight, and sore. But ultimately, you have to decide which your body responds to better and which one is going to be more useful. I just want you to remember that when you have an initial injury or flare up, make sure you're using ice for that first 72 hours. So the second question is, why don't I like people to belly breathe during treatment or myofascial self-care? Well, if we think about when we initially feel discomfort, one of our first reactions is to start to take big belly breaths or to brace within our body. So belly breathing is really, really great when we just want to work on relaxation. But it's not as good when we are feeling some form of discomfort or pain while we are receiving treatment. So what belly breathing does is it actually, when a therapist's hands are on you, it will actually push those hands out, eliminating their ability to be able to engage into the tissue. It also pushes your awareness out of the area. Awareness is key in order to heal. So we do, as a client or when we're working on self-care, we do want to be present and be bringing our awareness into the area. So we actually teach a technique called breathing with awareness. This is a much more specific form of technique that we use during myofascial treatment as well as self-care. It helps bring your awareness into an area, helping you feel into it, to be present into those sensations. It also does not push the therapist's hands out. It does not push your awareness out. Lets everyone stay engaged within that restriction. So diaphragmatic or belly breathing is really, really great if you're looking for relaxation, if you're stressed or anxious and just need to find more of a calm state. But when we're receiving myofascial care or self-treatment, we want to incorporate more of this breathing with awareness because it will help you be able to release those restrictions much more optimally. And the last question is my thoughts on traditional stretching. So for years, I taught traditional stretching in traditional physical therapy settings. So what is it? Traditional stretching is something that is done at more of an end range. It's held for maybe 10 to 30 seconds. And for many, it can be uncomfortable and painful. What I've found over the years is it truly, really just kind of lacks change for people. They really don't get much results because they're only addressing an aspect of the tissue that springs back like a rubber band. So when clients stretch, they tighten back down. They stretch, they tighten back down. They never really feel much change or results. I mean, for many, because you are pushing past where your restrictions are, you're pushing through many of these restrictions, you're pushing to end range, it can be painful or uncomfortable. So many people just don't follow through with it. So if it's painful, it's not really making much change in results. What's the benefit of it? There really isn't much. So what I changed in how I teach stretching is I teach people a much more myofascial approach to stretching. When I started to learn the principles of myofascial release and I started to incorporate this with my clients, they started to really see much more change and positive results with this style of stretching. So what is the difference? We teach people how to stop at where their restrictions are, to feel where their restrictions are, release them layer upon layer, not pushing and forcing through to an end range. We hold much longer, 90 seconds, upwards of 5 minutes. We're not doing the short duration. And for many and for most, it feels so good because you aren't forcing. And we start to get long lasting change. So why do I really love the myofascial form of stretching is anyone can do it. Anyone can perform these stretches. We make modifications and adjustments for what someone is going through in that moment to meet their needs. And we address all aspects of this tissue, not just the rubber band aspect of the tissue, but all of it to get permanent results. Myofascial stretching follows all of our myofascial principles, which are never forcing, the time element, holding for a minimum of 90 to 120 seconds upwards of 5 minutes. This time element is critical in order to get our long-lasting results. We also a lot of times add in a concept called active elongation or telescoping. And then we also are bringing our awareness in. We're using that breath with awareness I just talked about before to be present in what we're feeling, which is really important in order to get long-lasting change. I hope that you found our mailbag questions helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments, so go ahead and share them below. But if you have any questions in regards to chronic pain, health, wellness, I'd love to hear them in the comments and I will incorporate them in one of our upcoming videos. If you found this video helpful, I would love for you to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. The more that you do that, the more that we can expand our videos to get out there to more individuals in need. I want to thank you so much for watching and make sure you stay tuned for our next video.